I bought this ex-council property in Vauxhall, London as a one-bedroom flat. So you came in through here, you had a bathroom, you had a toilet, a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom. In order to make money at this stage, you have to find a way of adding value to the property. So now you can do it two ways. So the first thing we did was I took the kitchen and I moved that into the living room to make this into an open plan living room. Now the existing kitchen, I then turned that into the second bedroom. So when the property goes from a one-bedroom flat into a two-bedroom flat, that's automatically gonna add a lot more value and it's gonna be worth significantly more than how much it was worth when it was a one-bedroom flat. The other way of making money is just by improving the condition. A flat which is in new condition, which looks like this, of course it's gonna be worth more money than something which is in very bad condition. So those are the two ways it made money at that stage, and this is what the numbers look like. The purchase price was £290,000. I had to put down a 25% deposit, which was £72,500. The stamp duty, which is a tax you pay when you buy a property, was £13,200. The refurb in order to modernize the property and to convert it into a two-bedroom, that cost £23,000. The furniture was £4,598. Now the legals came to £3,883. That is slightly higher than normal, but I'll explain that later on. And then the financing came to £13,323. I buy these properties on bridging finance, which basically just means imagine a mortgage, but not for 25 years, but for 12 months, but you have to pay a lot more money compared to a normal mortgage. The total cost is essentially the purchase price plus the stamp duty, refurb, furniture, legals, and finance. The 25% deposit is of course just part of the purchase price, so you wouldn't count that twice. And so if you add up all of these numbers, the total cost comes to £348,004. Now your total investment, this is essentially how much money or how much cash you put down yourself, is your deposit, stamp duty, refurb, furniture, and legals. The finance cost you don't have to put down yourself, you can just borrow that from the bank. So essentially the total investment meant that I had to put down £117,181 in cash. Once the property was converted into a two-bedroom flat, it was then revalued by another bank at £390,000. If the property is worth £390,000, but it cost me £348,004, that means I made a profit of £41,996. Now to work that out as a return on investment, all you would do is take your total profit, which is £41,996, and you would divide it by the total amount of money you spent in order to make the £41,000, which would mean a return on investment of 35.8%. By the way, the key to property investing is finding properties which give you a maximum return on investment. This investment, I believe, will give you the maximum return in your business overall. Let's say on average it takes you an hour a day to find a recipe, go to the supermarket, buy all the ingredients, and then come and cook those ingredients. Whereas with HelloFresh, all you have to do is download the app and pick from one of the 44 new recipes every single week. And if you don't have a lot of time, you can filter for recipes which take just 20 minutes. And if you want to eat healthy, you can filter for recipes under 650 calories. Now, once you choose a recipe that you like, HelloFresh will send all the ingredients right to your door, along with the recipe card which shows you exactly how to make the food. Now you can make a HelloFresh meal in 20 minutes a day and it costs just £3.15 per portion, versus spending an hour a day going to the supermarket, which might save you a tiny bit of money. But if you can save 40 minutes a day, you can use that time to start a business or get ahead in your job. The return on investment on those 40 minutes is going to be significantly higher than the tiny amount of money you're going to save. Now I have literally never cooked anything in my life, so let's see if it's actually as easy as they say. I would say it looks pretty similar to what the picture is, so that's not bad at all. Now, if you want to save time and also have great healthy meals, click the link in the description below and use my exclusive code to get 60% off your first box and 25% off the next 2 months, making it even cheaper than £3.15 per portion. Now, my personal recommendations are the loaded honey peri peri smashed potatoes, the red Thai curry, and the veggie starters. I would recommend this to anyone who doesn't have a lot of time to cook healthy foods and wants to get back their time and also improve their health, both of which will give you a positive return on investment in your life. So now back to the video. So this is how much money it made from renovating the property. Now let's talk about how much money this makes on a monthly basis from a cash flow point of view. To work out the monthly cash flow and the return, there's another calculation we have to do. My total cost was £348,000, which is here. When the property was revalued at £390,000, when it was valued as a two-bedroom flat, I then got a new mortgage on that property at 80% loan to value, which just means that 80% of the value of the property I got back as a new loan. 80% of £390,000 comes to £312,000. So if you think about it this way, this might sound a bit confusing, but essentially I have spent £348,000 to buy this one-bedroom ex-council property, turn it into a two-bed. Once that has been done, I've then gone to a new bank and said, hey, come and value this. They valued it £390,000 and they've said to me, we will give you £312,000 as a loan. So I've spent $348,000. and I've got 312 back. This property has really only cost me the difference between this number and this number here, which if I draw this out is essentially this section here. So if you were to do £348,000 minus £312,000, that leaves you with £36,000. So essentially I've been able to buy a 2-bedroom ex-council property for only £36,000. So now let's work out the monthly cash flow and what the return is there. So the rent on this property is £1,750. The mortgage comes to £1,103. The maintenance, I normally account for 10% of the rent, which is £170. That means the monthly cash flow is £472 per month. And if you look at the yearly cash flow, that means £5,662 per month. Now, once again, if you want to work out what that is as a return on investment, so how much money you're making based on how much money you invested, well, in this case, I'm making £5,662 per year. And my investment at this stage is essentially only £36,000, because though I had invested £117,000 altogether when I bought the property initially, once I refinanced the property, I got the majority of that money back. Then do 5,662 divided by £36,000. That would mean a return on investment every single year of 15.7% just from the monthly cash flow. Now, I don't think there's many investments right now which can make you a 15.7% return and be as safe as investing in residential property. So that's the return it makes when it comes to the cash flow. Now let's work out how much money it makes if property prices were to increase. Now, I bought this property in May of 2019 at £290,000. In November of 2019, it was revalued at £390,000. If we look at the government data from the Office of National Statistics and we look at the UK House Pricing Index, January of 2022, and we look at the average UK house prices. Now, if I go down to November of 2019, the average UK house price was £232,000 and 96. After that, as everyone knows, the prices kept going up and up and up. Throughout COVID, they went up. Even when COVID finished, the mini budget happened and they kept going up. So the latest data is there. So in Jan of 2022, the average price has gone up to £273,762. Now, if you do the maths, it basically means between November of 19 and Jan of 2022, in those roughly 3.5 years, the average price of UK property has gone up by 17.9%. So that roughly means 5% per year. Just to back this up, like I said, I bought this property in May of 2019 for £290,000. Now, in the same building, a property with exactly the same floor plan and the same size just sold for £335,000, which essentially is around a 17.9% increase because it's gone from £290,000 to £335,000. So therefore, if my property was worth £390,000 and every year it's been going up roughly by 5%, that means the price has roughly gone up every year by £19,500. So now let's work that out as a return on investment. If the value of the property has gone up by £19,500, but my total investment in this property was only £36,000, so therefore you do 19,500 divided by £36,000, that means the return on investment every single year based on the property prices going up has been 54% per year. Now that is how much money you made when it comes to capital appreciation. So if you put all of that together, this is what it looks like. In year one, essentially the year I bought the property and I renovated it, I made a return of 35.8%. Now in year two, I made money two ways, because I was making money from the cash flow and that meant a return of 15.7%, and also the capital appreciation, which was 54%. And then in year 3, 4, and 5, you would essentially have the same thing again as year 2, because you will still continue to make the cash flow and the property prices hopefully will continue to increase. Now, if you do the maths and you add up all the return you made and you divide it by the number of years, which is 5 years in this case, that basically means that this one ex-council property made a return of 62.2% every year across 5 years, which I think is pretty ridiculous.